welcome back to Banished. Let's press play. We left off last time with our citizens just finishing off this hunting cabin. I think what I'm going to do is remove a builder and assign that builder as a hunter. Now if you assign before the building is ready, you get a question mark. There's a citizen with a job, but they can't do it. Obviously they can't do it because this isn't quite built yet, but not to worry, they'll be over there in a minute. And this is that citizen. Fishing was a fisherman for some reason. I didn't take them off the fisherman, did I? I took them off the builder. Anyway, not sure what they were doing over there then. Do we have enough logs? We still don't have enough logs for that hunting cabin. So I think what I'm going to do is go down to remove resources and just cut down all these trees. And we're going to prioritise that because obviously there's still all this stone to be collected at some point. But we've only got 2 labourers now as we're getting more buildings. We are assigning people to different places. Nearly, only 8 more to go. It's that pesky woodcutter using up all our wood. I think 500 firewood is a good place to sit. As for food, how are we doing? Lots of fish in there, mushrooms, potatoes, still some left. Anything in here? A little bit of fish. I think we might be dwindling slightly on the food. I think it is ever so slightly going down. So I am going to keep an eye on that, because we do not want anyone starving to death. I would say personally, surviving your first winter is the hardest part of Banished. After surviving your first winter, the next most difficult thing is if you get a mass death. So the problem with mass deaths are, you'll have a few people working everywhere, and then if you suddenly get 20 people die, maybe you don't have enough food or whatever it is, you've then got less people to put in places where you really need them, so you will still need that woodcutter, but for that woodcutter to, grow your population back up, you'll need the forester to be getting lots of logs, and they'll all need food, so you'll still need your gatherer and your fisherman. So it's very difficult to find that balance. You don't want to grow your population too quickly. As you can see, I haven't grown mine at all yet. We're still pretty much on where we started. I think we've had maybe 2 births. But at the same time, it is important still to build it up, because what will happen if you don't is very quickly you'll get everyone starts at the same age. So the 8 adults that I had all started at about the same age. They're all now about 25, 20s-ish. They'll all die at the same time. And what that will do is create a massive deficit in, people working, as I just explained. And that can really be problematic. I think let's speed up the timer a little bit more. We really need this forest of logs built and starting gathering us some wood. Now we shouldn't have any more firewood being made as this is now stopped. That's the production full symbol. So we should just have labourers gathering resources. They should be gathering the trees as the first priority, that's how they are. That stockpile's not done, so they can't just whip them over here straight away. They have to take them over there. They then have to take them all the way back again. So as I was explaining in the last episode, when you're going to build a lot in one area, putting a stockpile down first as your main priority is really important. Sorry about that, just take a quick drink. But what are we, 1 log away still? Yeah, that'll be up in no time, I'm sure of it. Okay, I think the next thing I want to focus on is my tools and my coats. Now, if a citizen doesn't have any tools, what will happen is they'll work very inefficiently. So they'll gather things much slower. So we really don't want that. To make tools it requires wood and iron. We've got plenty of iron. So what we now need is to place down a blacksmith. Here we are. Where can I fit that nicely in? Perhaps I'll just... I'll tell you what actually. I'm going to put it there. And we'll have the road coming out just like so. There we are. So we'll get that built up next. We've only got one tool left in reserve. Obviously everyone still has one, so that's fine. But tools will break over time and people will either need more. I believe as a child grows up into a labourer, I believe they're given a free tool. They just start with one. But I might be wrong. Right, our forestry hut has been built. I'm going to assign 2 people to that, as it's really important to keep our log level up, as, you know, we'll be constantly needing firewood. Furthermore, it's very important, you know, that they're planting trees again, because otherwise they'll then have nothing to chop down as they need it. We will have to get rid of all this stone and stuff out of the area eventually. I believe they do that, the people in the area. They don't. Hunting cabin probably doesn't, no. I believe the forester... oh yeah, it does, so it will get rid of all this other stuff as it's going along. But we really just want it to be only trees in this area. We're on to our second winter of the second year. But we seem to be faring okay. The boarding house still has plenty of space. Still looks like we've got lots of food. You know, about 800 in total. That is what, you know, we started with 1,200, but when we put down our first bits of food and got them started up, we were on about 800. So the fact that we're staying level is really, really encouraging to me. Got rid of all that stone there, that's excellent. Now what resources are we missing for this? So we've got the iron, we've got the stone, so we've got everything. We just need the labourers to take it over, and it looks like that is what they're doing now, which is fantastic. Going forward we will have to get rid of this storage cart before too long, and we'll be replacing that with a barn, a storage barn, which will be much handier. It's quite a bit bigger than this, but it does store a lot more, which is incredibly useful. Now I think what I'm going to do is take off a fisherman and assign a fisherman as a blacksmith. Here we go, so we've got our first couple of people with no tool. So this builder doesn't have a tool, so they'll be building much slower. There we go, even though they are there. They're now working inefficiently. Hopefully the other person without a tool is not our other builder. So it's this person here. What are you? Stop. You are a forester with no tool. Okay, that's not the end of the world. But we don't want anyone with no tools, essentially. So once this blacksmith is up and running, where is blacksmith on my list? There we go. Add one on there. Perfect, perfect. Oh, we've had a couple of children born as well. That's really, really good. It's very important that we slowly grow our population. Our food has lowered slightly. That is to be expected. You know, we're going to start having, you know, fishermen with no tools. We're going to start having hunters with no tools. That's fine. We don't need to worry about that just yet. It'll come and go, our food. If you see big spikes, dips in this number, it'll probably be as they're transferring it from one to the other, because when stuff is held, it's not considered to be there anymore. But you know, there's plenty of food in this house. I mean, there's 400 fish. So so they will be absolutely fine. We could just get this builder to finish. I might assign the other labourer as a builder in the hope that they have a tool, because to have your builder without a tool is a nightmare. Oh yes, look, this builder has a tool, and he's gone again. Never mind. There we are, yeah, he's going to finish it off nicely for us. Fantastic. Right, we've got iron in there, we've got logs, let's start making those tools. Now, as you can see down here, the product, at the moment they're making iron tools, which is what we have here. Well, this is tools in general, but iron tools is what you start with. What you can do later on down the line, if we scroll here, is make steel tools, which uses the same stuff but also coal as well. Now you can get coal from a mine, which obviously we've not made one yet, but steel tools I believe last longer and are more efficient. So what we want to do going forward is we want to mine with iron in to get iron from the ground, and we want to mine with coal. We want to run both of them simultaneously, and what we really want is to make steel tools. And you can see our tool number is flying back up. Obviously our iron and wood are going down, but as it hits that 50 tool limit, it should settle down and stop. Got no one without tools anymore, which is great. I think what we'll do now is we'll place a few houses. Now what you want to do when placing houses, shall I go straight for stone houses? Do I have enough stone? Stone house requires 40 stone. Got enough for one, haven't we? Let's put a stone house here. Now when building houses, you want to place houses near buildings. That way what they'll do is the fisherman that works here will live in this house, and that means they don't have to travel so far. So at the moment everyone is living in here, so the people working over here have to walk all the way over here, which means by the time they get there, and obviously by the time they'd have to leave to get back, they don't get as much done. So when we end up putting a few houses in here, it's going to be much more efficient, and that really is the main aim of this game, really. Let's just put down for our one labourer to gather up some of this stone, as it will be desperately needed when building more stone houses. Now, what you should probably do to begin with is build wooden houses. They're a lot cheaper to build. Oh, look at that, we've just had 3 labourers. Let's see, we've got plenty of food still, that's fine. We'll just let them be labourers for a minute, gathering up that stone. Sorry, what you should do is you should make sure that when you start building houses, you build wooden ones, as they're quite a lot cheaper. And you can upgrade them to stone later on, you don't have to knock them down and start again. The advantage of a stone house is it uses a lot less firewood. So if you have 10 stone houses versus 10 wooden houses, even though the stone houses have cost you more as an investment, they are, in the long run at least, a lot better than the wooden house, in the sense of sort of running costs. They'll be much cheaper overall. The other advantage to building houses over just having lots of boarding houses like I've done is it keeps your citizens happy and it produces more children. So we don't want to build too many houses at once. I think just having 3 like this is fine, because as soon as people move in, which this family's moved in, they'll start having children again, which is fine, but you don't want a big population boom. Because if you get a population boom all at once, your food will start dropping a lot quicker. You'll also have, let's assign another hunter, speaking of that, your food will drop a lot faster, your firewood will drop a lot faster, as there'll be, you'll need more houses to cope with everyone. And also, later on in the line, whilst, all at once you suddenly get a load of labourers, further down in the, in the city's timeline, those labourers will, and wherever you've assigned them to, they'll all die at similar times, so, that will create you a problem in the future. So So it's really important, in my opinion. One of the best tips is to build houses slowly, because whilst you go, oh look, I can suddenly place down 5 houses and 10 houses at once and it'll be great. Do it slowly. This game is all about patience. Okay, I think what we're going to need next is some clothes. So what we need is a tailor. Here we go. And the tailor can go... running out of room a little bit here. Perhaps the tailor can... will it fit backed on here? No, it won't. That's a shame. What about... I suppose here is as good a place as any. Will it go here? No, boarding house is in the way. How about next to the boarding house? We might be able to then put something in that gap. Might not, but we might. And let's just run the road along there as well. Okay, so the reason why we want to keep our amount of clothes up is if our clothes dwindles and we end up with none and then we suddenly get citizens with no clothes, what happens is they spend less time out of their house, particularly in the winter. So what you'll find is you'll have loads of people, you might have loads of fishermen, but all of a sudden they're not catching much fish. That's because they're going, from their house to the dock, and then rather than staying there for the whole day and coming back, they might be coming back in the middle and then going there again, which wastes time and they catch less fish. Now it's just come to my attention that we are massively out of resources as well. So let's get some stone. We'll get all this stone over here. Is there any iron anywhere? There was a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there. Oh look, there's plenty of iron over here. Any stone over here? Yeah, a little bit of stone that we've not yet told people to gather. Okay, I think once our... oh yeah, here we go, so we've reached our limit on tools. That's good, that means that the iron and the wood won't be used up quite so fast, which is important. We've got our houses with people in, that's fantastic. Yeah, so you see the blacksmith has come to live right next to the blacksmith, I don't even know what he's called, it's just a blacksmith. And you can see in this one, there's 2 fishermen, and obviously we have 2 fishermen working, I believe. So the game is sensible, it will put people near what they need to be near. Which I think is important to remember. Let's just fix this road really quickly as well. If we do that, we can get rid of this here. There we go. And that way we can put a building in there instead. Okay, we've got all the firewood we need, all the tools we need. What's wrong with the tailor? We've run out of wood for it. That's fine. So if you see this area here where the forester is, you can see all these trees that have been planted. Now when they become fully grown trees, they can be chopped down again, and there is the renewable cycle of wood for you. We might be able to fit another... how far does this plastic out? We might be able to fit something here. It'll overlap slightly. We'll get all this extra area. Yeah, mountains is not the easiest map to build on when it comes to things like this, because obviously, as you can see, there's not many big spaces with trees. We don't want our town stretching too far. Obviously, we'll extend out this way. Maybe if we extend our town out this way, we can put another sort of bit over here eventually. We can perhaps... no, there's not really enough. We can tunnel under there and build things over here, but there's not really enough to do anything with, I don't think. But I think another set of this over here would be fine. Ideally you want it to be near the main bit. Perhaps we can, eventually when we move over here, we can put great big tunnel under here and start over there. That might be quite nice. Good to plan ahead in this game. Right, so we're about to have our tailor built. So if we assign someone a job just there, fantastic. It's a question mark at the moment. The building's not been finished, but very shortly. What is this down here? What is this down here? I don't know, can't click on it. Oh, I see, the cart is full, so they're dumping things. So they've got bits of food on the floor there. I believe this is fish. Okay, too much fish at the moment. I don't want to take away any of our food production though. In my opinion, you can never have too much food. I think instead what we'll do is we'll just have to build a storage barn. That's probably the best bet for us. But before we build a storage barn, they'll just have to put up with this for a minute more. I'd really like to get a quarry and a mine going if we can. So how far does these nodes extend? So we've got space over here. I think this is where the quarry is going to be. What we'll do, quarry is for gathering stone. They're huge, great big things though. Yeah, look at that. Right, what we'll do, we'll put a mine in the mountain here. We'll just pause that because we don't actually want it to be made yet, but it's there. And then a quarry, hopefully will fit. Yes, it will. How far over can we go? This far? Perfect, right, so we want our quarry built first, which will take 80 logs, which obviously at the moment we don't have, and 40 iron, which obviously at the moment we don't have. So we will, obviously we're passively getting logs, but we will need more iron. It looks like there's a bit of stone and iron here, which they'll have to gather before they build it anyway. So we might be able to just leave it. Oops, let's build a road around here as well. We've now got these stockpile here, so it's not as far for them to go. However, we've hit winter, and in winter they will stay outside for considerably less time as they get cold and have to go back home to heat up. Now we've got plenty of firewood to deal with it, that's fine. So everyone will become more inefficient. We've got plenty of food to deal with that fact, so that's fine. Obviously, food gathering, people being more inefficient is a problem. But if you've got, plenty stocked up, you should be okay and you shouldn't have any deaths. So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for no deaths. Right, what's wrong with this one over here? Right, so hide coats requires leather. It looks like we've run out of leather. Stored textiles. Or have they reached the limit? No, we've just run out. So clearly you need more than 4 to make one. Later down the line you can make wool coats. We'll need sheep for that, which obviously we don't have any sheep at the moment. And then warm coats, which is leather and wool, so they're the best. So the same with the blacksmith making the better tools. Down the line we will want to have, better, oh wow, we've got loads of food all of a sudden, that's good. We will want to have better clothes so that people can stay out of their homes for as long as possible, making them more efficient. Do we have anyone working here at the moment? We do. So they've got 83 things to remove, so that's all these trees and stones here. Now when they fell a tree and the logs are left like here, these logs still count as one. So you've still got to wait for someone to pick them up before this number improves. But that doesn't look too bad for now. We've got 3 children. Might be time to build some more houses soon. How much stone have we got? We've got the stone for it, to be fair. I don't think we need any stone to build this either. No, we don't. Okay, might be time to build perhaps 2 more houses. We're going to build them over here in the hope that the forester, hunters and gatherers can live in them. We will put 1 house just here. And what should we do with the other house? Where should it go? Let's put a little road through there as well. I don't know if it will fit here. Let's have a look. We're going to do it as stone again, so that there's no need to upgrade ever. The best place for this house to be. Perhaps we'll just put it there, and the road can just go like that. And we'll get a second builder as well, just to speed up that process. Oh wow, look at this space. Now the problem with quarries and mines is they're not infinite. It's not like the Forester's Lodge where the forester can plant trees and chop them down forever and ever. This has a percentage that it will only let you mine so much. So for example, what I mean by that is you'll start off and you'll have 100% and it will be giving you stone, and eventually that will drop. And when it gets to 100% complete, it cannot be worked anymore, but also it cannot be destroyed. So if we didn't want these buildings anymore, we could tear them down, but this will be here forever, which is a little bit scary, because it is a bit of an eyesore on the map. But when you're starting off like this, and when the map is so big like ours is, it really doesn't matter, if one bit is, maybe not so nice to look at. Later in the game, what you can do, you can get down a trading post, and you can, buy stone off merchants. Well, you trade stone off merchants for something else. So, for example, we might give them some food, and they would in exchange give us some stone at whatever the exchange rate for that particular merchant or particular item is. But at this stage in the game, we're not going to be doing that. Although saying that, being on this river is quite good. The main river here, though, would be better to put a trading post on, so perhaps we'll wait till we branch over there. But I think you can still put one here. I don't think it matters what the body of water is. I think merchants will still come. But I'm not sure if they come more often on like the large lake that goes through there. I must admit I've not looked into that particularly. Right, what have we got here? We're building it now. Fantastic. So we're at 8 of 100. That should get built quite quickly as we've got 2 builders. And what we will have to do is assign some stone cutters. I think for now we'll assign 2. Wait for that to completely build, and then we'll take off a builder as well. Oh, someone's just left. No, they've left it at 95% complete. How irritating. Hopefully they come back soon. Got these houses that need building, but they should all do it in the same order that I requested it, unless you increase the priority. How many people? So we don't have very many people living in the boarding house anymore. That's fine. It looks like a child's recently been born. That's excellent. We've got 4 now. Again, we don't want too many because we don't want a huge population explosion. There we are, and the quarry has been complete. Let's get rid of one of those builders there. And okay, what does it look like we need? Perhaps we will for now just have an extra stone cutter. Have 3 in there. These houses, there's people moving in, that's fantastic. So you see the hunter and forester have moved in here. 2 stone cutters have moved in here, because obviously it's the closest house to the quarry. So the game does have some intelligence. It puts people near where they need to be, which I am pleased to report. Okay, I think what we'll do is we will leave it there for now. Thank you for watching this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.